Oh my goodness, you guys. Well, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. We're doing an unboxing. And then we're going to go take a look at the gooseberries here in just a few minutes. But, I'm so excited, you guys. My package from Baker Creek has arrived. We got some live plants here. And I am super duper excited, you guys, because they are the snowbank white blackberries. I'm so excited and I am so happy that I can be a part of the reestablishment of this plant, and hopefully, God willing, able to create more cuttings and keep this plant going. You know what I'm saying? So once thought to have been gone completely extinct, this particular variety, somehow it hadn't gone extinct and somebody was keeping it alive and has shared it with Baker Creek, and Baker Creek is sharing it with the rest of the world. And that's exactly what we need to be doing as a society and plant loving people. We need to be sharing these different varieties with one another, and keeping it going, you know. So I'm so excited. So I look like this is my paper for this. Now my sister helped me with purchasing these. I told her about them and she said order them. And so basically they're my sister's plants, but they're also my plants because I will be taking care of them and propagating them in order for her to have her own when she has her place to put them on. So I'm super excited. So I opened the box already because I was so excited, and then I was like, oh shoot, I should just wait. And then I was like, never mind, because my address is on this other side, so it works out perfect. So I just left it alone until I could make the video. So we're gonna go ahead and take these little peanuts off here, and they're just snugged into this little box. They're not moving around a whole lot. There's a little information on the bag about them. And so we've got some yellowing leaves, but that might just be because of being in transport for a few days. But overall, they look healthy. So let's take a look. We got some thorns in there. So here's this one, Snowbank White Blackberry. So that's looking good. They've got these little plugs where they've plugged them in to propagate. So just little branches, you guys, nothing major here, but they have root systems. I'm gonna plant them into the same container. And then here we go with two more. This one has one with some yellow leaves. Actually, both of them have yellow leaves. So that's how they're looking. And I'm going to be planting those into a container here soon. And so, yeah, so excited. So that is my unboxing, the white snowbank blackberries. And I will get them. Stop apologizing. Mwah. I love you. So I'm going to take you guys and take a look at the gooseberries. Now, I gave the gooseberries the fertilizer, natural fertilizer with the banana peels and the concoction that I had created with orange peels, banana peels, horse chestnut, a couple strawberries that had mold on them, and a little bit of mint. And I grounded it all up using my Vitamix, made it into like a baby food, thin baby food, almost like a smoothie consistency. And then I used that to mix with water, and I fertilized all my pots over here. Now it's going to take a lot longer for things to soak in through the roots and that sort of thing. So I didn't get to the gooseberries in time. And the aphids did some damage to my gooseberries. You guys, this year is going to be a hit or miss in my garden. I've lost a lot of things to the birds, the aphids, the rats, the slugs. I'm in a battle this year. Some things I'm gonna not even have to worry about, and then some things I'm having to work a little bit extra harder to, make sure they're protected from these certain vermin and critters and pests and that sort of thing. And so I thought that they had got them all. I got a little bit depressed this morning because yet again, I'm finding the slug. I'm finding, you know, the aphids, and the berries are just falling off of my bushes. And you can see some here in the pots down there, some little berries that have just fallen in. And I was so just disheartened by it all. And so I came out and I made up a mixture of neem oil, and it's like a year old, so it's not as potent. So I did about 2 tablespoons of the neem oil, and I put it in my thing here, and then I watered heavily on each section. Now I did the fertilizer yesterday, so the ground was nice and moist. You want to make sure you do that when you're giving a neem oil soak to your plants. So I already had them watered the day before, so the soil's nice and moist and saturated. So today I gave them another watering, nice. I just filled it up until it puddled, and then in each one of the plants all the way across, including the small containers. And I also did my currant. I have not seen any aphids on my crandall currant at all. It's also known as different names like spice plant, spice currant, and there's actually quite a few names for this particular bush. My berries actually are like a black currant color when they're ripe, but I've also seen it called golden currant, and it has the same fragrant yellow flowers as this one. And I wouldn't mind having that plant as well as this one, because those ones have like a golden berry on them too. It looks like a little bit of a reddish color too, but you know, needless to say, I love my currants also. So anyway, so that's what I did. I did the fertilization yesterday, and today I've done the soaking with the neem oil. Now in the future, so that we don't run into this situation, it's gonna take a good 1 to 2 weeks for this to soak fully into the root systems, and for the plants to take it up into the leaves to keep the pests away. I was thinking I was going to do the neem oil spray on the leaves every day for the next week. However, when I did some research and I looked up online, it basically recommended to do the leaf spraying which I have a neem oil sprayer here that I use specifically for neem oil. And what you want to do is you want to spray your leaves every other day if you're having an insect problem with the aphids, okay? And the different types of worms and things like that sometimes get onto your leaves. So I sprayed it off. I did the soak, the soil drenching is what it's called. And then I also sprayed the leaves today. Okay, so I'm gonna wait. It's recommended every 2 to 3 days doing the spraying on the leaves. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait 2 weeks, and then I will do another soaking of my my gooseberries. So I'm gonna allow this to take 2 weeks to get into effect, and I'm going to be spraying the leaves about every 2 to 3 days. And that way my plants are getting a really good just being on it heavy. So it looks like I lost almost all the berries on this plant. I have one right here that may or may not make it. The other one that was next to it has fallen off. For the most part, I think there may be one more on here, possibly. I'm not sure. A bunch of them have fallen off. I'm not sure if there's any left on this bush. And then I thought I saw one right here, maybe 1 or 2 right here. And then there might be 3, it looks like, possibly. And then I thought that was it. And I was like, oh man, maybe I'll end up with a couple. I don't know. Then I came around to this side of the gooseberry plant, you guys. And look what I saw. I saw a whole bunch of gooseberries lining all the way down along here. You can see better from this other side, I think. So there's little gooseberries all along just hanging on the backside. And that's generally how they do on these bushes, is they'll just kind of hang off the backside under the branch like that. So now that I've seen that, and I'm just looking at the other branches just in case, what I'll do is every other day give it a good spray. Every other day, that's a little bit excessive. Like what the instruction said, every 2 to 3 days, spray it. And so I've given it a good treatment. It got that fertilization, that banana peel that has the chitinase. I saw it actually kill a bug while I was watering things in yesterday on my Victoria rhubarb, because I started it there because that's where I was mixing up the solution. I'm like, well, I'll just pour it on here. Actually watched a hard-shelled bug die within a matter of minutes. So it can work. On which varieties of bugs does it work on the most? I can't really say. I don't know what kind of bug it was. And so I'm not exactly sure. But just like the neem oil, it would take 1 to 2 weeks for all of that to saturate up from the roots into the leaves. And so with me having this major aphid problem right now, and them eating all of my fruit, I needed to act a lot quicker than what the soil drenching was going to do. So I'm being proactive from now on. Another tip that it would be really great for all of you guys is also to make sure you do the soil drenching just before your plants come out of dormancy. I'm wanting to say in February, maybe I'm wanting to say it'd be better, do it the first week or second week of February. Between the first and second week of February, do a soil drenching if you can with your gooseberries, if you're growing them in containers like myself, or not. Get that liquid into the soil, and then do a soil drenching every 2 weeks after that. And that'll ensure that when your stuff comes out of dormancy, your leaves start popping. That's exactly about the time that once your leaves start forming on your gooseberries, you guys, that's when the aphids that were laid in the season before, in the fall or in the summer months or whenever they lay their eggs, that's when their eggs open up and then they start munching on your leaves. They start invading, okay? So you want that neem oil to be in the root systems and being supplied to the leaves before those bugs actually open up. That way your plant is going to protect itself from these pests before they get a foothold like they have on my plants this year. So this year, like I said, trial and error. I'm losing some things. I'm battling the elements with the wild critters and all the critters. You know what I'm saying? And even though I get a little bit depressed, I know that this is a time of learning for me. You know, we're renting, and when we finally do get the homestead to put all my plants into the ground, then, you know, everything will be good. So now I know what I need to do in the future, and maybe this will help some of you people out there who are growing and that sort of thing, so that you can be ahead of the game too when it comes to spring, when your plants start producing fruit, because I'd hate for everybody to lose their crops like I've been losing. Now, I wasn't going to have a whole lot of gooseberries this year, but it looks like now I'm going to have at least maybe a handful, more than 3, maybe more than 4. So as long as I'm proactive and I'm getting in here and I'm getting these things fertilized, then that's great. So that's pretty much it for the day, you guys. Hopefully I covered all the points really with how long it takes for the neem oil soil drenching to take effect on your plants, and how long and how often you should be spraying your plants with your neem oil and that sort of thing. So I'm kind of sticking to the organic side of gardening, and I encourage you all to do the same thing. Now, there's many other products out there that you can use as well, but for myself, I want to stick to something that's a little bit more natural, and each to their own. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and click that bell button, and have a wonderful day. God bless.